Teil 2 der Pressekonferenz des FC Bayern vor dem Achtelfinal-Hinspiel bei Atalanta.
Ja, wir spielen morgen gegen eine körperlich starke Mannschaft. Es gibt auch Ähnlichkeiten mit das Spiel vielleicht in Dortmund. Das heißt, dass die im Ballbesitz auch diese Dreikette haben und viele tiefe Laufe auch von die Außenspieler. Und deswegen gibt es schon Ähnlichkeiten, aber wie die natürlich Druck machen, ist, was Atalanta besonders macht. Die sind Mann auf Mann überall auf dem Platz, machen das schon seit Jahren. Das war auch ein großes Teil ihrer Erfolg. Die haben jetzt auch diese Erfahrung in Europa. Vielleicht Champions League bauen sie gerade auf, aber trotzdem haben die gegen eine starke Leverkusen auch überzeugend gewonnen, noch nicht so lange her. Also vom Gefühl her ist es keine leichte Gegner, keine, die man unterschätzen darf. Ich glaube, jeder Fußballexpert weiß, dass es ein interessantes Spiel sein kann. Aber natürlich, wir haben auch unsere Stärke und wie wir spielen, gibt natürlich auch Möglichkeiten für uns morgen. Aber ja, wir sind uns schon bewusst, dass es keine, es ist eine starke italienische Mannschaft, gegen die wir spielen. Und dann Harry Kane hat heute eigentlich sehr gute Training überstanden und jetzt müssen wir noch eine Entscheidung treffen, was für morgen das Beste ist. Aber wir wollen noch abwarten bis morgen früh, mal zu sehen, wie er jetzt diese Trainingseinheit übersteht. Aber wichtig für uns ist erstmal, dass er dabei ist, im Kader ist. Ob es jetzt von Anfang an schon kann oder nicht, das müssen wir noch entscheiden. Aber wichtig erstmal, er kann eine Rolle spielen morgen. Das ist Priorität.
Gleich daneben Christian Kunz für die deutsche Presse.
For him to make this step. So yeah, you can see that when I watched the level of Inter Milan last year, when I see the games that I saw Atalanta playing this year, you know, I see a lot of talent. I see teams who are well coached. I think it's been a difficult game for Dortmund. It's been a difficult game for Frankfurt. You know, Leverkusen not so long ago. So I don't think from our side that we can have any pretension towards this game. But yeah, I don't know. For me, Atalanta is a very special opponent in terms of the way they play. And it's a very interesting game for us as coaches, but for our team as well. And yeah, I think Atalanta has been building in a very, very good way to what they are today, and that's why I think that's a team that will believe that they can do something special.
14 gol e 11 assist. Le chiedo se si aspettava un impatto così importante sin dal primo anno. Grazie.
No, I think that, look, we are used to be favorites in most games. So if people say we are favorites, we don't have a problem to accept this role. But it doesn't mean that in football this decides the result. We play against a very strong team, like I said. Anybody who follows football in the last years know that Atalanta can win from anyone. You know, they beat Juventus 3-0, I think, this season. They're in the semi-final. They're in the semi-final of the Italian Cup. Everybody knows that it's a team who can do something special. But I think historically, if you want to say, based on the results from us this season, you want to say that we are favorites, I think we accept the role. But we have respect for Atalanta, and we know that in football everything is possible. But we want to win. We want to win.
Nächstes Mal. Danke, schönen Abend, bis morgen, freuen wir uns. Servus, ciao. Ciao. Ja, ein herzliches Willkommen.
Ja, ist nicht besonders anders wie auf die anderen Spiele. Also wir wissen natürlich, was vor uns steht, wen wir erwarten können. Ich natürlich auch persönlich, ich glaube, da hat sich nicht viel verändert wie vor einigen Jahren. Wir wissen, dass ein starker Gegner auf uns zukommt, der über das ganze Feld 1 gegen 1 spielt und von der ersten Sekunde an nicht locker lässt und voll Gas gibt. Natürlich werden wir versuchen, dagegen zu halten, und wir wissen aber auch, dass wir, glaube ich, seit 1,5 Jahren selbst im Training jeden Tag Vollgas geben und 1 gegen 1 spielen. Also das ist eigentlich für uns nichts Neues.
Langsam mal zurück mit dem Trainer.
Danke.
Buonasera a entrambi, Andrea Riscassi, Rai Sport, la prima per il mister.
È una serata storica, è una serata magica, è un sogno per noi essere negli ottavi di finale contro una squadra così forte. I sogni vanno vissuti ovviamente ad occhi aperti, non vediamo l'ora di scendere in campo perché vogliamo goderci questa bellissima serata. Dobbiamo stare attenti a tutti i dettagli, tutti i particolari, come loro hanno studiato noi abbiamo studiato loro, quindi sarà bello affrontarli e confrontarsi con una squadra così forte. Mi aspetto una bellissima partita, non vedo l'ora di vedere i miei ragazzi in campo confrontarsi con questi giocatori forti. Come diceva Mario, ci vuole tanto coraggio e ci vuole tanta attenzione ai dettagli e ai particolari. Ci sono tanti aspetti positivi e vogliamo goderci questa serata, questa bellissima serata contro questa squadra forte, ragionando su 180 minuti, perché ragioniamo sempre su 2 partite. Se abbiamo poche chance di passare il turno, le poche chance sono in casa nostra, ce le dobbiamo giocare bene in casa nostra e queste poche chance le dobbiamo cercare di farle aumentare per poi andarci a giocare la partita di ritorno. Mi aspetto una partita difficilissima perché, come dicevo prima, è una squadra davvero molto forte, una squadra che è completa in tutti i reparti, sa difendere, sa attaccare, ha grandissime individualità davanti, giocatori dall'1 contro 1, giocatori di gamba, giocatori che attaccano la profondità.
Con l'inglese aveva studiato, però col tedesco come va? Battuta a parte.
Magari domani sia di buon auspicio, a parte gli scherzi, questi sono ragazzi competitivi, come ho detto prima, nelle difficoltà poi vengono sempre fuori, hanno davvero grande cuore, hanno davvero grande autostima in se stessi, e quindi io sotto questo punto di vista qua sono tranquillo. Intanto io voglio fare i complimenti a Company perché lo seguo già da parecchi anni e sta facendo davvero un grandissimo lavoro ed è un grandissimo allenatore, l'ha dimostrato con i risultati attuali e passati, e quindi davvero è un orgoglio affrontarlo domani, motivo anche di crescita mia personale.
Sarà penso la prima volta che lo sfidi a livello di club. Ti chiedo se ne state parlando, perché comunque
anche come ha detto mister, sappiamo che giochiamo contro probabilmente i favoriti della questa competizione, però ce la siamo guadagnata questa partita, e prima godiamola e poi ci mettiamo tutto per giocarla e per farsi vedere, perché sì che rappresentiamo Bergamo e l'Atalanta, ma rappresentiamo anche il calcio italiano, quindi bisogna giocarla bene e cercarle di confrontarci bene con loro.
Seconda parte contro l'Udinese, lei ha proposto Kristovic e Scamacca insieme.
Questions for both and ask for a maximum of 2 questions.
Focus on us. We are playing against a team who has a story in this Champions League, so they have experience, they have quality. We need to do our best in terms that we need to grow. You know, as you said also, because our first aim is Premier League. This is need to be said also publicly. It's a normal thing. This is something extra, but that don't mean that we don't want to pass. We don't want to go in next round.
Igor, this is the first time you've been able to select Christian Romero since you've been here.
Lots of old habits sometimes need too much, not too much, more time that you expected to change. This is also very interesting, and this is the thing we are speaking, me with the staff every day, you know, how fast we can make a changes. Sometimes it's not easy. It's need to put effort that usually you are not able to do. So when I'm speaking about changes, when I speak about both, you know, I'm speaking about that because it's not easy to change the things you are doing for a month or for a year. So something is moving.
Víctor Iberescuita para TV4 Guanajuato. Mañana jugáis en uno de los campos.
The whole mentality of the coach. We know how he was a player and how he's a coach. So mentality of the team, experience they have in this competition, quality players. In every moment they can score the goal, and they never ran. So tough opponent to play against. Big motivation from our side to do one good game tomorrow.
We talked already about the injuries, and the injuries have been such a big problem for Tottenham for such.
Soy un jugador que quiere ganar todo siempre. Soy un jugador que pone todo en el campo al 200% y nunca te gusta cuando pierdes, ¿no? Solo fue sobre eso y quitar especulaciones que he visto por ahí, que será sobre el entrenador, sobre la situación que estamos. Nunca estamos en esa situación y la realidad es que quiero ganar todo y por eso fue mi reacción, ¿no? Dentro de mí sí te podría decir que son momentos complicados, pero bueno, eso no me baja la mentalidad ni a mí ni a ninguno de mis compañeros para seguir compitiendo al 100% e intentar dar el máximo siempre y bueno, sí que es verdad que los resultados no han sido como queríamos o esperábamos, ¿no? Pero bueno, todavía esto no ha acabado, tenemos que seguir hasta el final y a dar todo siempre. Gracias.
Ali, of course, was in the session, as many people could see, but unfortunately he felt something towards the end of the session, and it was, how do you say this, people looked at it, and we decided that, and he decided together that it wasn't good enough to play tomorrow, and then it's of no use of traveling.
İlk maçın ardından, aslında az önce değindiğiniz ilk maçın ardından gerek burada gerek de İngiliz basında çok sayıda açıklamanız oldu.
And I have a lot of respect for Galatasaray, for their manager. He's been so successful here as a player, and now as a manager, won so much with this club. Recently they played Besiktas, who were having one of my former players, Orkun Kökçü, who I know is a very good player as well. But they were able even to beat Besiktas with 10 men, so that tells you a lot about how the team is fighting, if that is necessary. So they have quality players that can fight, and they have great fans behind them. So yeah, we need to be so good tomorrow to bring a result back to Anfield, and that's what we're going to try. Last time when we played them, there was not a lot between us and them. We both got a penalty. Unfortunately, ours was overturned by the VAR, and theirs was given. And in open play, I think we were quite similar. 50-50 game that we lost because of that penalty, and two very good teams playing against each other tomorrow evening. Now, first of all, it makes me really proud that I've become the Liverpool manager. And that is going to be my 100th game. I don't think I have a bad track record in those 100 games, although sometimes you get a different feeling about that if I have to listen to everything. But makes me proud, and I'm looking. And it's nice that the 100th game is such a nice game to play. Champions League last 16 away game against Galatasaray. So, but as always, it's never about the manager. It's always about the players. I try to prepare them just as good as all the other 99 games I've done before. But it's always the players who have to then perform. And I've been very lucky that I've been given a very good team in both seasons, last season and this season. And I have all the trust that these players will perform at the levels we are used to of a Liverpool team. I think we do a lot of similar things that my final team did, and then the team of last season did. We're having a lot of ball possession. When we don't have it, we press immediately, counter press immediately to have the ball back. But as I said, teams are organized more and more in a similar style, which is mainly either man-to-man all over the pitch, or dropping into a low block, not with 7 or 8, but with 11. That's something that, for example, but we should maybe not talk about it, but 10 years ago when the Dutch team played Luxembourg, it was 8 or 9-0, and these results were quite common. Now that's not so common anymore, that countries beat other countries with those margins, let alone if you play the best players in the world, because they're all playing in the Premier League. It makes it even harder if you face similar playing styles like that. So we are working on it. I think it's been obvious for everyone that we've worked on it, because we've scored much more from set pieces. One way to break down low blocks is generate a lot of set pieces, which we twice against Wolf, twice we had 11 set pieces, corner kicks, sorry. And then you need to get your rendement, your goals out of that.